talk about the Delaware Blue Hens, the former home of Joe Flacco. JP is going to talk to us about their joining
Rich
of the
Gannon.
FBS conference and Rich Gannon. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look kind of what Jacob just talked about with Missouri State, Delaware is going to come in here with a proven track record within the FCS ranks and a proven track record of winning in general. Consistently in the FCS playoffs, shot in the semifinals a couple years ago, had a chance to win a national title at the FCS level. If you look at what Delaware was in the FCS and what they aspire to be in the FBS and in Conference USA, it's the same thing. They are working to win conference titles and make, a run nationally. Now, we're making a run nationally at the FCS level is obviously different than the FBS level, but there's no reason that this if you were to talk to the fan base or the people in the athletic department, they believe that they could be in the top end of this conference within a couple of years, and they believe they could start winning conference titles not too far down the road. Head coach Ryan Carty, fourth year there. They were 9-2 last year in the FCS. They will have to, kind of deal with the FBS transition where they won't be able to play for a Conference USA title if they come out swinging here in the gates. But it's a team that's a ton of fun and has a lot of experience on it and kind of has found a way, even with graduation, to reload in some spots, especially in the running back room. Let's start on the offense here. Headlined by a couple of quarterbacks that got a number of time last year, looking specifically at injury reasons for that. It'll be a little bit of a balance. I'm sure it'll go into fall camp about who's going to be the guy under center for the Blue Hens here. It's an offense that comes in with high hopes and expectations. I talked about the program as a whole and what their plan is. The offense is literally like the unit on this team that really is excited to jump to the FBS because they feel like they're not going to miss a beat at all. Wide receiver core is mostly new. We're on the street now that I'm kind of reading and looking into the fan base in places as Jake Thal showed flashes last year. This is a kid who made a couple of really good plays late in that year, had a couple of touchdown catches on a couple of catches. And it was just one of those flashes in the pan, but they believe that wasn't just a flash in the pan. It'll grow into something bigger. It's going to need the offensive line to be a little more stout. That is one thing. Last year, they really, really worked to run the ball really well, but with the transition to FBS, you lose your star running back to the NFL draft. If you remember, I believe he ran a 4.4 at the draft combine. Like kind of a freaky athlete is kind of how he was. Kind of gave me like a TJ Yeldon type body type kind of guy, moved around well. If you remember him at his time in Alabama, really good back. This is a guy that ran for almost 1,000 yards a season ago for the Hens, and they're going to have to replace it. And I think they'll do it with a combo of backs rather than just trying to find one guy to replace all that production. Defensive side of things, they should be solid. I think a majority of this is going to sit in the linebacking core and in the secondary. You look at what they bring back there versus what they bring back on the interior. It's an interesting defensive scheme. And I really, after kind of reading about this, I had to kind of look into it to understand it more. It's not, it's a 3-3-6 basically is how they line this thing up. They'll drop guys and move backers in and out, but it's a really good secondary and 3 good linebackers that they'll bring back from a season ago. And a lot of people are saying it's easily the best defensive secondary core in Conference USA, if not just the best safety core. You look at those guys, and I looked up this just to make sure I got this one right. KT Say is the stud on the back end of that defense, and I watched a couple of his highlight tapes here today, and I mean, the kid looks like he should be playing at the FBS level anyway. Very talented, very talented. They also bring in a transfer, Keontae Jenkins from TCU, to lock down one of the corner slots. That's more of the question mark, is who's going to play opposite him this year or how well he's going to do with his transition going to more of a starter role this season. Again, through the defense, like in a 3-3-6, you rely on those 3 linebackers for them. And it's aggressive. It's been dominant at the FCS level. They are really looking to just take that step forward. Other guys to watch, it's a good offensive line. I said they kind of needed to step up and be firm. A lot of it's going to start with O.R. and Neal, one of their left tackles. Guy's a stud, draft prospect. It's a team, again, that's going to want to run the ball, but has the ability to throw it and find ways to be balanced. It's a lot of RPO stuff. It's a lot of get people into space, but they're better when they're running the football really well. Go look at the way that they handled the FCS last year. One thing you need to know about this program, I kind of set this up, offense, defense, what you need to know, schedule. It's a program and a fan base who's not going to take losing very well. They're not going to take a slow transition very well either. They want to compete right away, understanding that you are in that window where you have to wait 2 years or a year. It kind of depends on the conference and the rules in the FBS at the time to play for a conference title. But this is a fan base that wants to be winning 8-9 games quick. Is it a reality? Maybe not. I think their win total sits at 5.5 right now. They're going to go play some real good teams here through the schedule, but it's a fan base and athletic department and a coaching group that really wants to win now and believes that they can do so. Schedule wise, guys, the tough part about this is they miss 3 of the bottom parts of this conference. They don't play Mo State, they don't get New Mexico State, and they don't get Kennesaw State. So you're kind of in a spot where you got to beat the better teams in the middle and the top of this conference, right? To make anything happen. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's one of the better brands. I mean, definitely one of the more unique brands within any college football level. And the winged helmet makes its appearance at the FBS level outside of Michigan for the first time. So ton of fun to watch these guys. Again, hungry program, hungry fan base, and really believe that it's gonna be a little bit of a grind, but they believe that they can be in the top of this conference pretty soon.
Before you go, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for all of your college football content.
If you want more content like this, follow us at Play the Fight Pod on all other social platforms.
Check out our partners over at No Rivals. Use the code PTFS for free shipping.